Big clouds in the way, messing with my lighting. When the sun's out, it's perfect. Like this. When the clouds go in, it goes too dark. Oh well, we'll have to deal with it, won't we? But anyway, who doesn't love a nice big fat juicy sausage? So I thought today I'd do a nice sausage casserole. I'll wash my hands. I know it's like a bit of a winter dish really, but it's still a bit chilly actually, still a bit of a nip in the air, so yeah, I want something comforting and warming. So come on, let's go and get on with it. Oh, remember to like, share, subscribe, thanks. And as always, all the ingredients will be listed in the description, but we need to do a little bit of prep first. So onion, potatoes, that's it, innit? Oh, garlic. Got some garlic as well, so we need to do some chopping, dicing, all that kind of stuff. I do list in the ingredients fresh carrots, like 3 fresh carrots. My local Morrison's has been gutted recently because they're getting some new ranges in, so I'm going to use tinned for this because they haven't got any carrots, so you do you. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is dice up this onion, or slice it rather, peel it, take this job. I'm using red onion, but you can use whatever onion you've got. I'm not going to be too precious with it, just going to slice it. Once your onions are sliced like that, I'm just going to wedge them in my pan ready to go. Next I'm going to get my spuds peeled. I'm going to dice them up as well. Look, if you don't know how to peel spuds, then I don't know what to tell you. Once your spuds are nicely peeled, we're just going to dice these up into bite-sized chunks, I suppose. So that sort of size. Nice easy bite-sized pieces. Then I'm going to take the spuds and plop them into a container. Don't worry about that sausage, he's fine. Then I'm going to just cover them with water, give them a bit of a wash first, and then just cover them with water, just stops them going brown. Keeps them nice and fresh until we're ready to use them. Next I'll take the garlic, we'll get that chopped up, might as well whilst we're here. Again, no need to be too fussy, just dice it up nice and small. If you want a little bit less garlic, just use 2. So back to our onions. I'm going to add a sort of small, medium-sized knob of lard, stinky, smelly lard. It needs using up, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to turn the hob on to... I'm going to start on 4, but I'm probably going to turn it down just so it gets heated up nicely. And we're going to cook these onions for about 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, just until they start to go nice and soft and sweet. Also at this point you want to preheat your oven to 180 fan assisted, which is what, 200 non-fan assisted, and about, was it gas mark 6, gas mark 5? I'll put conversions up on the screen. Okay, those onions are coming along nicely. I think another 5 minutes or so they'll be ready. But I think what I'm going to do now is pour myself a nice glass of wine because, let's face it, cooking is 100% improved when you're pissed. La vino! I think what I am going to do as well, whilst those onions are softening, is we're going to smoosh up our tomatoes. Now, I've said this before in previous videos, don't buy chopped tomatoes, buy whole ones, buy plum, and crush them up with your hands. For some reason, there might be a science to it, magic, I don't know, but plum tomatoes just seem to taste better than chopped. Even though they might be exactly the same tomato, plum just tastes better. I think it's because they're less processed. And then just get your hands in there. Oh, shit. Try not to squirt tomato juice all over your kitchen, Adam. Just get that all squelched up. I think whilst I'm here as well, I'll open up my tins of carrots. Actually, I'll just do the 1 to start with, because I'm not going to need 2, that's far too many. But we'll see how we go. I think 1 might be enough. Right, so those onions now have had about 10 minutes. They don't need to be completely soft, just on their way, because it's all going to cook down in the oven, but that's looking good to me. Next thing I'm going to do is add the garlic. Get that straight in there. Give that a smoosh around for about 30 seconds or so. Just takes the rawness out of that garlic. Chuck my bay leaves in as well, might as well. You might be thinking, what's this little setup here? Okay, it will become apparent when you watch the video, but I'm just kind of experimenting with sort of wide angle shots. So I'm using my old phone here to kind of get you some POV shots, as it were. So take your tomatoes, they can go in. Chicken stock, you can use veg stock if you want, get that in there. Carrots, we're going to take those, add those in. Drain off your spuds, a bit of water on those. Add them straight to your casserole. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pep, as much or as little as you like. Wedge in some salt. Obviously be careful with the salt because there's salt in the stock. Whack the lid on, and then this puppy goes straight in the oven. Here we go. And you're going to want to give that about an hour. I'd say 45 minutes to an hour, 180. So everything's nice and cooked through. That sauce should reduce a little bit as well. The potatoes are nice and soft, and obviously if you're using fresh carrots, that they're also cooked all the way through. Now you might be saying, Adam, well, you've missed the sausages. Why haven't you put those in? I haven't forgot them, but I'm not going to put them in yet, and there's a reason for that, and I'll tell you in a second. If I was to just brown these off, put them in the casserole straight away, the problem with that is they lose texture. They go a bit soft, a bit mushy if they cook too long. So we're not going to add them in straight away. We're going to brown them off though, but I'm going to separate these links, which they are pretty much done. Actually, there's only that one. So again, I'm going to add a piece of lard, just to get it going. Right, once that kind of lard has started to melt, we're going to go in with our sausages. And we're only looking for colour at this point. We're not looking to cook them all the way through, because they'll finish off in the oven. And the key to this is don't rush it. Right, take your time with them, so you get nice even colour all the way around the sausage, or as much as you can anyway. Obviously you're not going to get them brown on every single inch of this sausage, but just do your best. Now obviously all this in here, you don't want to waste that, so I'm going to deglaze it with a bit of wine, because I've got it. But just a splash of water will be fine. Give it a stir. That's going to lift off all those fond, all the caramelised bits, sausagey bits, all the nice stuff. Right, so I reckon we're about 20 minutes away now from this being done, so now we can add the sausages. Let's get this sucker out. First thing I'm going to add is all that fond and that red wine. Obviously you can use water, it's fine. Then we can add the sausages. I'm just going to nestle those on there. And there you go. And then get that straight back in the oven for, about another 20 minutes or so, just until the sausages are cooked all the way through. In it goes.
20 minutes later.
Right, I think this sucker is done. Oh, it's certainly very hot. Come on, out we come. Oh, it's hot. Here we are. There she is. What a beauty. If you could smell in this kitchen, it is heavenly. But as I've said a million times before, this is going to be hotter than Satan's arse crack. So if you put this in your mouth, it's going to melt your freaking face off. So just leave it for like 5 minutes, just to settle down a bit before we tuck in. Now this is a complete meal on its own. You can have this as is. But you know, if you want to serve some like green veggies with it, some like runner beans, broccoli, something like that, go ahead. But I'm going to give this a taste, try and get a bit of everything. Let's give it a taste. It is sublime. It's simple, tasty, hearty comfort food, right? It's not pretentious, doesn't try to be pretentious. It's just nice. And the key to this is not putting your sausages in too early, because it means they retain their texture. They're still nice and meaty. They've not been cooked too long, so they're like pasty and mushy and horrible. But that is banging. You've got to make it. Now I use sausages from my local butcher. He does absolutely flipping amazing sausages, but just use your favourite sausage. So you can make this as expensive as you like or as cheap as you like. But listen, I'm going to shoot off. I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time.